Mike Pendleton here with SureDog.com, and it is Fight Week in Chicago and back in the Windy City. Back on the PFL stage inside the Smart Cage is the one and only Jena Bishop. Jena, very happy to be talking to you, but I'm just going to cut right to the chase. How cold is it in Chicago right now?
Oh my God, it's so cold.
Literally, right before we started the interview, I saw your post and I was like, we're just going to start with that.
I'm like, what? I mean, it's supposed to be a lot warmer tomorrow, thank God, but we've had like early summer in San Diego, so I'm so spoiled. Usually this time, we have like a little bit of gloomy weather in San Diego, but no, I'm not used to this like 30 something degrees. Out of here.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's a little bit of a change coming from California to Chicago in April. Rumor has it it's getting warmer because I'll be there tomorrow, so they don't want me to freeze. So they're just,
Yeah,
I'm coming to bring the warmer weather to you. But
yeah.
you are embracing and bringing yourself back into the PFL Smart Cage. And the one thing I've really come to love and respect about our conversations is that I think we could be pretty wide open. And Jenna, you don't have to say it, so I'll say it. I don't like the placement of your fight on the card. I don't like the fact that you're a top 10 ranked fighter. I don't like your placement in the rankings. So, with all that being said, I'm just on this side. Uh, your thoughts on everything leading into this fight?
I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings. The only thing that placement on the card, I'm like, oh, at least I get to be done earlier. Like I'll be done fighting. I can enjoy the rest of my evening. My family's coming, so and I have some friends coming. So that's the I'm looking at this is me. This is positive Jenna looking at the bright side of things. This is like the new me.
I was gonna say I don't know if I like this. Last year you wanted to whoop everybody's ass. You wanted to prove not that you don't want to whoop ass, but like
Yeah.
you were kind of pissed off, Jenna. Now we're getting nice and happy, Jenna. Like yeah, it's certainly gonna change on fight night, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna be like nice on fight night, but I'm just trying to see the good instead of focusing on all the things that I think are wrong. My ranking, the rankings are they don't make sense. They never make sense across, UFC, Bellator, PFL. I feel like there's everybody would just have issues with it, depending on who you're talking to. So it's nothing that I'm new to. I think I've always got a little chip on my shoulder because people underestimate me or doubt me, or I don't know what I gotta do so to get people to notice. But that's my thing is I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna look at the bright side, and I'm just gonna go out there and be undeniable. And then they'll have to know.
The chip on the shoulder, Jena Bishop, is probably my favorite though, because outside of the last fight against Liz Carmouche, which a fight you looked great in up until the very end, I loved having the opportunity to cover you all last year. It was so much fun. It was so kind of like relishing to be around you, your team, and see how everything you said you were going to do, you set out to do 98% of the part. And so when you look at this year, let's start here. How do you feel about no more tournament, no more season? It is just the best fighting the best.
I'm really glad about it. I think it makes me really happy. I think the tournament, the season, all that, it was confusing. It didn't really make sense. I feel like you didn't get the fights that everybody wanted. I think if you want to build people and you want to showcase your talent, I think that that's not the best way to do it. Just me personally, and as an athlete, I'm working, I'm training all the time. I'm always in the gym, but it's the mental grind of just you don't get to enjoy your win. You don't get to enjoy any part aspect of fighting. You just it's okay, that one's done, on to the next. And it took a lot of the fun of it out of the sport for me. I'm I don't even want to, by the end of the season or the tournament, I was just I really just want this to be over with more than I wanted to fight. And that's very, very unlike me. So yeah, I'm happy that things are different and we're gonna kind of go back to more of a normal I think, I guess, system.
Yeah, a classic MMA that's easy. This is what I've been saying. It's easy for the fans to understand, so it's easier for everyone, right? Because we know MMA fans don't want to do math. That's first and foremost. So you start putting season and points, and then the
Oh.
tournament aspect of things. Just on that part, I have to ask you. I know you're always in the gym training. Anyone who follows you knows that. But how much of you talked about the mental grind, but when you're winning and winning and winning. I got to imagine while the thrill of getting to the very top is what drives you, those repeated back to back to back weight cuts, they can't be fun.
Yeah, I mean, the weight cut isn't really that bad. I don't have to cut, like, I'm pretty small for the division. So I honestly was like trying to maintain my size throughout the season. And then, it's just like a week of suffering and like sweating and, a little weight cut karaoke to get you through. But that wasn't, it's just like, it's, the mental part of the grind is the hardest thing for me. Like I can cut weight all day. I can grind it out in the gym all day, but like having to be perfect in every rep and then knowing that I'm like, I gotta show up and I gotta like do my thing perfectly. It's like, that's hard. I'm like, I just want to have fun.
I was hoping you weren't going to bring up that one thing that you just brought up, and that is weight cut karaoke.
Yep.
Listen, I will here. Let me just address the elephant in the room. I did go the last time I was told to go. I did go, but here's the thing: your team, your coaches, Angela Hill, you guys are so damn good at the karaoke aspect of it. Like, why would I even like? And then you try to encourage me, said, have a couple drinks before you show up. That wasn't going to be good for anybody, right? Like, and why would I consume the fun part of life while you guys are cutting weight? I just felt it would have been highly disrespectful to try
No.
to stay true on what you guys were doing.
No, it's fun. That's like I don't care. It's funny because like a lot of people are real weird about that. Like everybody, I need my team and everyone around me to suffer because I can't eat or I can't whatever. And I'm like, no, like eat the food, have all the things, enjoy your life. Like let me smell it. Like can I have a little lick? I don't know. Like I don't know, maybe it's like I'm just like torturing myself in that way, but I enjoy everyone else having fun. It like takes my mind, like I don't know, maybe that's just who I am. I like to see other people enjoying themselves. We don't all need to suffer just because I'm suffering.
I was just trying to I was trying to cop out of it. But listen, I may have to peek in if you guys are doing it again this week. Like I may have to see. I mean, because I got to make sure that it just keeps getting better and better and better. As do you, each and every performance. And all jokes aside, we talked about all the changes and the rankings and all that. While your opponent may not be relatively known, I know you're never one to overlook or disrespect an opponent. So, what is your mindset coming into this fight, and how do you view this as a beginning to your year this year?
I mean, my mindset is just to kind of get back to who I am as a fighter and who like how I enjoy like to fight. I think that there's a lot of things where you get a little bit too caught up in the being, I don't know, just what other people expect you to be or what you think you should be as a fighter instead of like, I'm like, let's just simplify things and let's tighten up some holes and then get back to being me and doing like what I do the best.
Sounds like I know where this fight is going. But I guess what is the biggest, maybe not just for this fight, but for 2026, and I hate to use this because it's so cliche in combat sports, but is this almost setting you up for a y'all must have forgot type of year where you're just going to go in, do what you expect to do each and every fight, and everyone's going to go, well, yeah, she was at the, like, in the rankings, and why did we all sleep on Jenna Bishop?
That's I guess uh, I I would think that that's I've done enough like to for that to have
I
happened.
agree.
Like I don't know, like but it is what it is, like I'm just like again, try and be positive. Don't worry about the haters, about anyone else. All I can focus on is me and being the best version of me. So like that is 100% where my mind is right now, where it's like I don't care what anybody else says. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone but myself, and that's why I got into this sport. And like that's why I'm getting back. I'm trying to just get back to that, like, because it doesn't matter what I do. I can't guarantee that people will be impressed or take notice, no matter how exciting or like crazy or talented or I don't know, whatever I showcase, it doesn't matter. Like people still find a way to overlook me somehow. So I can't focus on that. I have to focus on me.
So then let me flip the narrative here. When you look at this year, is this more not just getting back to being yourself, but do you think finding that inner happiness and doing what you're doing each and every day in the gym and then in every fight, is that what's gonna, in a sense, rejuvenate you for this year? Is just bringing back the happiness that comes along with this crazy sport?
Yeah, yeah. I think when I am happy and I'm having fun, I'm at my best. And so that's what I'm just trying to bring that back. You know, there's last year was like there was a lot of lifing, you know, like it was rough. Like outside of just fighting a lot, like there was other things that was going on and that was stressful and rough. And so that also took away from the joy and the fun of it. So this year I'm just refocusing and I'm like we're gonna have some fun again.
I absolutely love it. Now I know you're not per se a big shit talker, but I will ask you, you look at the rankings, and without calling out the ranking spot anymore, there has been some new blood added to the PFL women's division that you are in, the flyweight division. And
Hmm.
Dakota Ditcheva has not fought since she fought Samiko Inaba because of an injury.
Hmm.
How closely are you just kind of monitoring what's going on with the champ? And obviously, I know that's a fight you would like, but how closely are you just kind of monitoring who gets the next shot?
I mean, I'm like, it's just like, is something happening? Is it like, you know, like like I said, I'm trying to just not focus on like anything outside of my control right now. Of course, I'm gonna like, you know, peek it, see what's going on, like who's fighting next. There's things that I'm like, I thought she was supposed to fight Liz, and then that wasn't like I don't know. So, but there's so many. I feel like there's so many changes that have happened within the organization since last year. It's just like more than anything, I'm trying to see how that's all playing out more than I am like anything else. After this fight, maybe I'll be paying a little bit more attention.
I would think so. I just have a feeling you might be just a little bit. I do want to ask you about one of those big changes, and I know this will be your first fight week under him, but there is a new CEO, John Martin, and I don't want to speak for every fighter on the roster, but everything I've seen on social media and every fighter I've interviewed over the first few PFL events, they've all said the same thing. They're happy he's in charge, he's making the right changes, and he sounds like he wants to take this company the right direction and to the next level. Do you have any thoughts on John Martin now being the lead man for the PFL?
I mean, everything that I've seen from him, he seems to be doing and saying the right things. So it's like, you know, I just got here into Chicago today and it's, you know, pretty similar staff and the crew, like boots on the ground, people who hear them day to day is pretty normal. But I will say, like, it feels a little bit more back to how Bellator felt in a sense, which makes me happy. Not that like I mean obviously like all the people it's all the same people that have been working with PFL and they're doing great, but it's just like the energy and like the I don't know. So I'm happy with the direction that things are going. So hopefully it continues to grow and you know like I do think that there's so much change and things are very, very different in the landscape of MMA right now that it's a good time to like be like pushing for, you know, a good spot into like to I think that there's a lot of openings because, you know, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of changes happening. So I just there's
Oh,
just
wow.
like opportunity right now to like, you know, take control of the sport. And I was happy to see, you know, the Pittsburgh card, it seemed like there was a big crowd. It seemed like there was a lot of, you know, press and there was some really, really good fights on that card. So hopefully that continues.
Yeah, I'd like to hope so. I really hope everybody turns out for the Masters. Just obviously, not only because you're on the card, but I think the card is stacked. I think it is a lot of veterans versus newcomers, which I absolutely love. I think that's a story within itself for MMA. And just very quickly, you talked about just the boots on the ground, the behind the scenes. And it's just a very quick question. Would you say, just similar to yourself, that almost maybe the energy around the promotion is a little rejuvenated this year?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think it feels that way. I've just got here, so we'll see how the rest of this week plays out. But I was happy to see some familiar faces, and yeah, everybody seems like a little bit more at ease and like in a flow.
I love it. All right, well, let's hit these hard-hitting questions before I get you out of here. How many pairs of sunnies do we have this week?
I think five.
Five. And the most expensive pair?
I think I'm trying to think. Maybe like I think my Chloe's are like 600. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing
That's
crazy.
I was well, yeah, nothing crazy. All right, that's only like half my rent. I mean, yeah, nothing crazy though. But that's what you can get here in Southwest Missouri. You can get rent for like
I
just two pairs of
know.
sunnies, just two pairs of sunnies.
It's true. It's
What is the go-to? Are we now that we're in Chicago this week? Are we thinking of any Kanye or anybody Chicago-based for Wake Cut Karaoke?
Yes, I was like, actually, I have to figure out like my walkout song because I was like, I've been like, obviously this whole camp just like listening to Kanye, and and then he released a new album too, which was like good timing because I was like, it was pretty sick. But and Chance the Rapper, another Chicago guy I love. So those are my like, we'll see. I have a couple songs that I've been thinking about, maybe a little like famous or something like that for
All
Wake
right.
Karaoke.
I love it. I absolutely love it. What do you want? And I know you bring the energy everywhere you go, but what do you want the city of Chicago to be prepared for when you step inside the Smart Cage on April 11th?
Just for me to bring it right away and to get that dominant finish.
I love it. Well, Jenna, I want to two things here on a personal note. One, I have to share this story with you after your last fight, which I was at, and I know it didn't go your way. I can full on admit I wasn't almost. I was absolutely nervous to approach you and your team, and had several people being like, "It's okay," and I was like, "No, no, like I'm not here." So let me just tell you, number one, you are so humble, so gracious. You have an amazing team and like just to see how quickly, in a sense, you shut it off. Because I know what this fight game and you know what this fight game can do to so many people. And I know how big that moment was for you. And I'm not trying to reflect on a loss, but almost praise you for the way you were able to. I mean, there was dancing, there was laughing, and I was like, I wish more people would see that side. And I just had to give you your props on that before we cut this interview off because it's truly a moment from covering the sport that I won't forget.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's like we only get like one opportunity in life, and it's just like it's like I surround myself with the right people, and I really appreciate like my family, my friends, and it's like how can I be upset when I have a really like great support system? It's like a fight's a fight. Those things will come and go, but like the people in my life matter like more than anything. So I'm just like really truly blessed to have the group that I do around me.
And on that note, I will also say this. It's an added complimented bonus to you. You're cutting weight, you're having a blast, which by the way, those two things never go together with most combat sports athletes. The fact that you allowed me to be around you and your team, and then you weren't like, what the actual F are you doing? I invite you in here back, behind the scenes. You're not singing, you're not doing anything. You're sitting there like a scared dog. Like you didn't go crazy on me and I was just like slowly crept my way out. Again, the reason I bring that up because I want people and as I write this story on you this week, I want people to understand who Jenna Bishop is. True martial artist, an absolute badass, but someone who actually enjoys and appreciates life, which I think is so hard to have in combat sports. So I give you all the respect in the world. And I guess I thank you for not whooping my ass for not singing karaoke.
Yeah, but well, I appreciate that, but I am gonna get you. You're gonna
Listen,
sing, or we're gonna roll, and those are the only options.
I'm gonna have to
Rated.
I'm gonna have to really consider my options here. So I'm guessing so weight cut is Thursday.
Hmm.
And I get in on Wednesday. All right. Well,
You're
listen,
gonna.
I've got some outside things that I have to attend to on Thursday.
Okay.
that could up the courage a little bit. I'll just leave it at that. I think being at maybe the fact that I'm at home in Chicago might help ease the nerves a little bit, and it won't be my first. I was very nervous. I was very nervous to be. I didn't want nobody on your team or you to kick my ass. So, but now the gauntlet's been thrown down. I do something.
Yes. Yes.
Jena Bishop, I just want to thank you so much for your time. I truly do appreciate everything, and I don't know where my camera went. Actually, I do appreciate everything that you've allowed me to be a part of, not just this week, but every time we've talked over the past year and a half. You have a great team. You're a great person, a great fighter, and I cannot wait to see you inside the cage on April 11th.
Thank you.